This is the Red Line Network.
What is going on, everybody? It is a Monday evening here on the Red Line Network. I'm Ryan Neff, your host, the Ginch. Early eating sports buffet with the Ginch. Everything sports from all facets. We go around the globe as much as we can, or as much as I can. Well, welcome, Red Line Network. First show, actually my second show, because the last hour I did for what it's worth. But welcome. Before I get into the show, I've got to do this, obviously. As soon as it pops up here. Or is it? But welcome. Let's just jump into it, shall we? They just kicked off. The United States is playing Belgium. Obviously, Mr. Balogun. FIFA overturned the red, which was kind of a shock to a lot of people. So he is playing. He is available. I don't know. I think this is going to end in a 1-1 draw. It's going to go penalty kicks. That's what I think. I hate penalty kicks. Can't stand them. The shootout, whatever the hell they call it, just like in hockey, the penalty, the shootout, to decide who wins it. I just think you go until who wins. That's just my take on it. Earlier today, in dramatic fashion in extra time, Spain beat Portugal. Probably be Ronaldo's last World Cup. But right now, early in the game, it is scoreless. USA, Belgium, 0-0. Game probably won't be over till a little after 10 o'clock. Again, early evening sports buffet with the Ginch. I am said Ginch, Ryan Neff, your host, here on the Red Line Network. Some news and notes from around the world in sports today, other than the World Cup. The Celtics' Brad Stevens, this is reported by Om Youngmisuk of ESPN. Brad Stevens said that he had a challenging path to explain the Jaylen Brown trade. I'm just going to read this verbatim here. When I looked at our team and where the league was heading, looked at the way that we finished the last couple of years, and at the unbelievable way we've played in the regular season in the last couple of years, the path looked a little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that, but the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percentage of our usage tied into two players. The reality in this day and age of the NBA, and you can see it obviously with the last couple of champions, you have to do a great job of building out depth that can hopefully replace the irreplaceable individual. And that's not an easy thing to do. And that's absolutely nothing against Jaylen. If you have Jaylen Brown on your team, you should feature him. You should use all those possessions, and you should approach things that way. But I think the importance of depth, and then obviously we have to continue to work on ways to diversify our attack overall. I'm sorry. depth. You traded Jaylen Brown for Paul George and a couple of first-round picks 2 years and 5 years down the line. That makes no sense. What he just said is a load of crap. You didn't add depth. You added an aging Paul George, and you got 2 first-round draft picks 2 and 5 years down the road. How is that adding depth? Unless you're going to use those 2 first-round picks and go after somebody else. As a Celtics fan, this aggravates me. It pisses me off to hear shit like this. Stevens went on to say, we like Paul. Paul's a really good player. We're not very far removed from our series against Philadelphia, and in watching Paul be a guy that could carry you for portions of a quarter or a half, but also play a complementary role on both ends of the floor at the highest of levels. I'm sorry. He's been hurt a lot the last 3 to 4 years. What else does he say? Who's checking in? There's Dave. Hey, Ryan, can you bring me on? Let me send you the link. Well, you should be able to pop in there, Dave, and just hop on. No? Or am I missing something? Oh, that's Mr. Dave Wallencheck. He's the head honcho here at the Red Line Network. Let me see if I can send you the link, Dave. But you should just be able to pop in there on StreamYard and click on there. But nonetheless, let me see if I can go in here. You're going to see a double screen, by the way. Or maybe not. Let me do this. Let's do this. Invite. We'll go copy. Let me just message him real quick. Boom, 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 boom. I've sent him the link. Now, hopefully he'll be popping on here in a minute. Yeah, but again, this aggravates even more. Here he comes. Boom. There he is. The bearded one. Oh. Boom. There he is.
Ryan, how you doing? How you doing, Ryan? Can you hear me?
What's going on, my man?
Nothing, man. Just
I can hear you.
making
Can you
some.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just making some cheese dip in a crock pot. Figured I'd jump on for your first show, man. Appreciate having you on this on the station, and thanks for asking for coming on, man. And I see your show's been getting better and better each and every week, and just wanted to jump on. We're talking about basketball. We got a big free agent too out here in Cleveland that everybody's talking about. Ryan, let me ask you this question real quick. Where do you think LeBron James ends up?
The Heat.
You think he goes back to Miami?
He's going to go back there. He's going to play with Giannis. Look, he's going to have to be a role player. He's not going to be the number one option, to be quite honest with you. I just think that, again, I'm sure Cleveland Cavaliers fans are hoping he winds up there. He started there. He should end his career there. I get it. But I think he has a better opportunity to win a championship with the Heat than he does the Cavaliers. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, why do you say that? Because the Heat really doesn't have a bench. Like, they don't have no shooters around them. They don't have no money to spend to get anybody neither. They traded half of their draft picks away and half of their roster away.
Chris Gilbert is saying he's coming back home. By the way, thanks for checking in, Mr. Chris. Look, with LeBron, Dave, who in the hell knows? I'm going to say the Heat. I think it comes down to the Heat and the Cavs. He could have his pickings wherever he wants to go. I'm over it. I'm over it, Dave. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If he winds up in Cleveland, great. Be a fantastic story to end his career there. If Pat Riley has anything to say about it, I think he's going to wind up in Miami.
See, I don't think so. Pat was one of the reasons why he left in the first place over there. I think them fences can't be mended. I honestly think, Ryan, with all the talk that's going on here in Cleveland and how quiet they've been, I think that he's coming back home, and I think that they're going to make a big splash in a trade. And I just think that he's coming home. I mean, he made his decision announcement on July 9th in 2007. Then he said he was coming back to the Cavs on July 11th. So it's going to be when he makes his announcement in a couple days from now. I would say anywhere between the 9th through the 11th, he makes his announcement to come back to Cleveland or wherever he's going to go. But if he's going to go anywhere, there's only one spot that is perfect for him. And I hate to say it, Ryan, and it's here in Cleveland, because you have James Harden, who's 36. You don't need much from him. You have Donovan Mitchell, who's a closer. LeBron, all he's got to do is come in and give you 18, 8, and 7 as a power forward. If Harden goes down, LeBron can move over to the point guard, play that. We've seen LeBron do that before. Then you got Evan Mobley, who you still got, who's young, who's 24 years old, can pair up next to LeBron. And you have Jared Allen. But there's talk today that if LeBron comes, the Cavs would trade Allen. I don't understand that. Why? Why would you trade Allen? I'm not a big fan of Jared Allen, but all you need that guy to do is give you 8 points and 8 rebounds and play some defense. That's all you need him to do. He's never had an athletic front court like this before that he's ever played with.
Hey, look, for your sake, Dave, I hope he comes back to the Cavaliers. We will see. Oh, we got an update. Belgium has just scored. Charles D. Ketelaere scores for Belgium in the 10th minute. Belgium takes the early 1-0 lead on the USA. Yeah, man. I think it comes down to the Heat and the Cavs. You're probably going to be right. You'll probably wind up with the Cavs to finish career there. Do I think he's going to win another championship there? No. I think he's done winning championships. Much to the chagrin of Dave and Cleveland Cavaliers fans.
I don't think that I didn't say that Dave would win a championship. I just said the perfect fit for him, but it does put them in pretty good competition to win the championship with LeBron here. They're a better team with LeBron. They got shooters around them. They got Max Strus. If they keep him, Sam Merrill, if they keep him, they got Dennis Schroeder, they got Jalen Tyson. Look at the bench pieces that you got. There's also talk about the Cavs trying to get PJ Washington, who's 27 years old, athletic big, to come off the bench. So we don't know yet. They currently have no small forwards on their roster right now. So that tells me there's more than meets the eyes.
Why do you think they lost to the Knicks, by the way?
Well, game one took a lot out of them. They were up 18. They lost the big lead. That took a lot out of them. That changed the series. That definitely took their heart and soul out. Plus, you can't go 2 series back-to-back at 7 games. You should have won the first series in 5 games, and you should have won the second series in 6 games, and then had your rest. Knicks were well rested, waiting for the Cavs, had their number. That's exactly what it was.
Hey, I want to get your take. I was just talking about my Celtics. I just was reading over Brad Stevens's thought process, and it aggravates me even more, Dave, from the standpoint of you're talking about depth. Paul George is on the back end of his career. He's been hurt a lot the last 3-4 years. You're talking about depth. You got 2 first-round draft picks, but one's not till 2028. One's not till 2031. Now, unless you're going to do something with those 2 first-round picks, and you're going to go after people because that's maybe leverage, maybe that's bait for somebody to jump on something. Celtics don't have a center. Yes, they have a center, but he's not a legitimate center. What are your thoughts about that particular trade?
I don't know what Brad Stevens was doing when that call came through. Oh, you want Jaylen Brown for 36-year-old Paul George and first-round draft picks? Oh yeah, well, okay, let's do it. No questions asked. Here you go. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Boston. What's going on there?
I don't know. I don't understand the thought process. I just don't understand the thought. And to cap it all off, you trade them to the Sixers. You trade them to the Sixers, which is one of your big time rivals. I don't get it. I have no idea what their thought process was. So I have no idea. None whatsoever. Hey, talking about Cleveland here. Let me go to Major League Baseball, as I do every week, standings. Cleveland Guardians, only a game out of first. The Chicago White Sox, ladies and gentlemen, continue to be in first place after sucking out loud for the last 3-4 years, being abysmal. But look, Cleveland's right there. What are your thoughts on the Guardians right now?
Man, listen, I don't know what Stephen Vogt tells these guys, but listen, it doesn't matter what injury, what player they have, they overcome and they prosper and they find ways to win baseball games. And that's what you have to do in Major League Baseball. I mean, I picked them to win 87 to 90 games this year. Is that still possible? Probably not.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I think they'll make a trade at the deadline for either a receiver or a right-handed reliever or a bat at the deadline. I really do.
We're only a couple of weeks away from the start of NFL training camps. We all know that Mr. Wallencheck is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. What are your expectations heading into this particular year? New coach, new system, some pieces. You got Mr. Rogers coming back. What are your expectations? Don't say make the playoffs. What are your? Because we hear that every year at the Steelers. Look, Colin's gone.
Okay. Can I say this? Win a playoff game. Win a playoff game.
What about the division, though? What are you thinking of the division-wise?
I mean, the only one that's really improved in the division is Cincinnati. Like Baltimore took a step back. I think they're still a good team, but I think they took a step back. You don't know what's going on with Cleveland. You don't know who's going to be their starting quarterback. I mean, if Cincinnati's defense is the top 15 in the league, they're going to be dangerous. They didn't have no defense last year. They got a great offense. They just got to put them together. And you talk about new head coaches. 3 out of 4 coaches in the AFC North are brand new. Todd Monken, Mike McCarthy, and you got what's his name from what's the Baltimore's coach's name?
I don't even know anymore.
He's from Michigan. I know Adam would know if but I mean my expectations, Ryan, I would say a winning season, and I would say that Rodgers has a better year this year than what he had last year. He's got to. With Michael Pittman and the offensive weapons that they've added, defensive players that they added, you mean to tell me they were 10-7 last year, they can't finish the season this year at 11-5 and win one more game? They can't be better than one more game than they were last year. Then you didn't make the right choice with head coach. I mean, but now you got an offensive-minded head coach. You got an offensive-minded offensive coordinator, which is going to allow the offense, and Aaron Rodgers knows this system better than anybody. He's a West Coast guy. It's still sprinkled in. You look at Dallas. They're still pretty good on offense. They're still using the Mike McCarthy offense. I'm anxious to see that. I really am. I'm excited, and I'm also a little nervous about it because, I mean, we haven't had a new head coach in going on 19 years, and now we got a new head coach. So I'm okay with Mike McCarthy. At first, I was like, why would you hire that guy? He's like 62 years old. So, I mean, but he's from Pittsburgh. He knows he knows the city, he knows the fans. He gets a ride to work every day. So, I mean, I don't know yet, Ryan. Talk to me after right before preseason, and I'll let you know. I just want a
Hey.
playoff win. That's it.
You just want a playoff win?
Playoff win.
There you have it. Hey, tell everybody what's coming up on the network this particular week.
Oh, so this week we are actually grand opening of our new studio out at the Midway Mall. The address is 3343 Midway Mall Boulevard, Suite 33. We will be there from 10 a.m. until noon. Joshua Rizzle, first time ever live on Redline Network. We are going to have him performing acoustics. So he'll be there. I got a food truck coming, and also 10 to 15 special guests are invited to the show. So hopefully they show up, but he will be there, Ryan. And hopefully one day you can come down here and see the studio. If the mall is still open when you make a chance or when you get an opportunity to come down here, there's lots of talk about the Midway Mall, that it's for sale, that it's closing, whatever. I don't know. We'll find out in 6 months. We'll find out when they tell me I got to leave. So I don't know. But until then, we're at Midway Mall. Come check us out.
Yeah, I'll have to try and make it out to a Brown Steelers game and see what all the hubbub.
Yeah.
Or I might come out to Columbus.
Go ahead.
In October.
What's out there for Ohio State?
Yeah. I know you're a Miami guy. We've talked about. I know you're a Miami Hurricane guy. I've never been to the Shoe. It's on my bucket list for college stadiums to go to. Everybody knows I'm a Florida Gator guy. I root for the Florida Gators.
No. I'm not a Hurricane. I'm not a Hurricanes guy. I was a Hurricanes guy back in. No.
Okay.
I had a Miami Hurricanes hat back in like 91 or 92. Do you remember who their quarterbacks were? Remember, it was like Steve Walsh, Jim Kelly, Bernie Kosar, Gino Torretta.
Yep.
Man.
It was Bernie first. Bernie was first.
Bernie. Then Jim Kelly.
And then Vinny Testaverde was after Kosar.
Yeah. Then Jim Kelly was in there too.
Jimmy Kelly was before Bernie. Yep.
Yeah.
I used to call him Vinny Test My Patience when he was there.
I used to call him Vinny Interceptiverde.
Lost to Penn State in the national title game.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, he threw the 4 picks against Penn State.
Yeah. Well, all right, Ryan, I just wanted to jump on for a few and say glad to have you here on the network, man. And we're looking forward to watching more shows. Make sure you guys tune into him each and every Monday night, man, 7 to 8. And he's got more shows coming up. So thanks for letting me jump on, Ryan.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the man. DW, Darryl Waltrip. I call him DW too. Mr. David Wallachek. Yeah, holy Christ. I mean, we're already in July. We're almost halfway through the summer. Which is summers go by like that, don't they? You know, you're at Memorial Day, you know, and you're easing into June, and then before you know it, June's over, and now the 4th of July is gone, and now the next holiday is obviously Labor Day, which is late this year, by the way, is very late this year. We are in the 23rd minute. Belgium is still up on USA. Still 1-0. Oh, why is it doing that? I don't know. That's the power of live broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back to some other headlines today. Again, Spain beat Portugal in extra time, 1-0, so they advance. What else here? NBA news. Mr. Jokic, he is opting to wait on Nuggets extension until next summer. This is reported by Dave McMahon and Espen. Jokic said today, my idea and desire is to stay in Denver. I'll probably sign next year. My desire is to play the rest of my life in Denver. When they start saying stuff like that, fishy. More NBA news. DeMar DeRozan, he was waived by the Kings. So he hits free agency. And again, more crap from the world of semi-pro sports, which I used to call the NCAA. Ex-NCAA hoops player Kerr Kriisa has been indicted on an alleged $2.2 million fraud scam. This does not surprise me whatsoever. None. You're going to see more and more of this come out. Former Kentucky basketball player, yes, the Kentucky Wildcats. Yes, I root for the Gators in college football, but I root for the Wildcats in college basketball, going all the way back to the 70s. He played at Kentucky, Arizona, and West Virginia, and Cincinnati over 6 seasons. He allegedly carried out a scheme to obtain nearly $2.2 million from multiple victims using false representations, fabricated identities, and deceptive communications, per the DOJ's news release on his arrest. According to the Department of Justice, Kriisa allegedly ran a 4-year scheme that involved convincing one victim to send him money by saying his mother had cancer and needed treatment. By posing as his mother in another scheme, he allegedly told one victim he needed money to save the family's farm. He also allegedly acted as a woman named Irene to sign a fraudulent promise to repay one of the victims $100,000 by a February deadline, per the DOJ indictment. Nothing surprises me anymore. Oh, and we're going to keep on this. A former DraftKings trader charged in Fresno State hoops betting plot. Go figure. Reported by David Purdom Espen. A former DraftKings sportsbook employee faces felony charges related to a betting scheme involving a Fresno State men's basketball player who allegedly manipulated his performance in a 2025 game, according to law enforcement. Samuel Silverman, who worked as a sports trader for DraftKings, was arrested May 5th in Vegas and charged with the commission of a fraudulent act in a gaming establishment and conspiracy to cheat at a gambling game, according to the records, which ESPN obtained through an open records request. The charges are Class C felonies, carrying penalties of 1 to 5 years in prison and fines, and then it's just a whole lot of gobbledygook jargon judicially. It just makes you wonder, like FanDuel and DraftKings and some of these other sites. I'll say this and I'll say it again, and I've said it since FanDuel came out, since DraftKings came out, since some of these other sites where you can put teams in or make prop bets. It is just another way for the sharks to make money and fleece everybody. You can put your 5-cent Major League Baseball teams in and win maybe $100, $200. But most of the people who win big on sites like that are the sharks, who are professional gamblers, who have inside information. And it really makes you wonder, whether you're watching a college football game or a college basketball game or any pro or collegiate sport, who's on the take. Because you're going to see more and more of it come out. Because Big Brother is watching everywhere now. And it just makes you imagine you sit down and you're watching a Cowboys-Eagles game, or you're watching Ohio State play Michigan, and who might be flubbing to make the extra coin at your expense. I don't know. Let me go to Major League Baseball like I do every week, like I was doing with Dave. Let's go to the standings. Out there in the American League East, Tampa Bay sits on top of the Yankees by 4 games. The Yankees are 1-9 their last 10. Still 9 games by 500, but Yankees fans are ready to climb to the top of the Empire State Building and heave themselves off it. They're still in the thick of stuff. See what kind of trades they make at the deadline. The Blue Jays are 3rd, but they're 11.5 out. Orioles 4th, 12 out. Red Sox in last, 12.5. In the Central, the White Sox still up on top by a game over the Guardians. The Minnesota Twins are 3rd. They're 4 back. Detroit Tigers, who are still struggling this year, which I did not think they would be. They're fourth. They're 7.5 back, and the Royals last 11 back. Out there in the West, highly competitive, except for the last place team. The Mariners up on top of the Rangers by a game and a half, Houston by 2.5, Athletics by 5.5, and the Angels 11 back. Out there in the National League, again, the Braves have sort of hit the slide here. The Phillies have hit the slide too, but the Braves are still up by 3.5 games on the Phillies. Marlins are third, they're 4.5 back. The Nationals are 7.5 back. The Mets, they're in last, they're 16 back. They're in the Central. The Brewers starting to run away with it a little bit. They're up on the Cubs, who are in second by 6 games. Cardinals are third, 7.5 out. My Pirates are 10.5 out. They're fourth. And the Reds, 14.5 back and last. Out there in the West, not even at the All-Star break yet. The Dodgers now up on 14 games on the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Giants are fourth, 21 back, and the Colorado Rockies last, 22 back. You can just, I'm not going to say it's over, but it's not looking good for anybody. I was looking for some news for Major League Baseball. I didn't see anything of notice that I should be concerned with. Scores today on the Major League Baseball slate. Earlier today, the Royals hammered the Phillies 15-1. Right now, ongoing in the top of the 8th, the Yankees up on the Rays 4-1. Crucial series. Top of the 6th, the Nationals up on the Astros 12-6. Bottom of the 4th, Braves up on the Mets 3-1. Bottom of the 3rd, the Brewers and Cardinals are scoreless. Later on, Diamondbacks at the Padres, the Blue Jays at the Giants, and the Rockies are at the Dodgers. We have an update. USA has tied Belgium and is now 1-1. Mark Tillman in the 31st minute scores for USA. Again, for Belgium, it was Charles Adi Ketelere. He scored in the 9th minute, so a good one there. Right now, a 1-1 game. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's give the ladies some love. Right now, the Minnesota Lynx have a half-game lead over the Las Vegas Aces. The Valkyries are third. They're a game and a half out of first. Wings and the Liberty, they are both tied for fourth, 2.5 out. Fever, that are 6, 3 back. The Dream, 3.5 back and 7th. And if the playoffs started today, the Mystics would get the last spot. They're 4.5 back. If anybody cares, the New York Liberty won the Commanders Cup. Let's go to the world of golf. As I do each and every week. On the PGA Tour this past weekend at the John Deere Classic, and they're in Silvis, Illinois. Chris Gotterup, he shoots 20 under for the tournament. A one-shot victor over Max Homa. LPGA Tour. They will be teeing it up this weekend at the Amundi Evian Championship over there in France. PGA Tour, the Senior Open Championship out there in Columbus, Ohio. Padraig Harrington, Paddy Haddington, a little bit Irish. He wins by 4 strokes over Stuart Sink, 12 under. Live tournament does not kick off for another couple of weeks. Again, the DP World BMW International Open out there in Munich, Germany. Michael Holick wins over his countryman Henning Duplessis. One shot. He shot an 18 under to win that tournament. And the Corn Ferry Tour will be teeing it up this weekend at the Blue Championship out there in Colorado. For you NASCAR jabones like myself, it was at Chicagoland this weekend. I believe Christopher Bell. Oh, sorry, it was Chase Briscoe. Raised this weekend. Your top 10. Riley Herbst was 10th, Corey Heim 9th, Ty Gibbs was 8th, Ryan Blaney was 7th, Bubba Wallace 6th, Alex Bowman 5th, William Byron 4th, Denny Hamlin 3rd, Christopher Bell 2nd, Chase Briscoe numero uno. If, now I gotta go back to it here, if the playoffs started today, these are your top 16 that would make the playoff. Eric Jones would be 16th, Austin Cindric 15th, Shane Van Gisbergen 14th, Bubba Wallace 13th, William Byron 12th, Daniel Suarez 11th, Christopher Bell 10th, Carson Hocevar 9th, Chase Briscoe 8th, Chris Buescher 7th, Kyle Larson 6th, Chase Elliott 5th, Ty Gibbs 4th, Ryan Blaney would be 3rd, Tyler Reddick 2nd, Denny Hamlin would be the points leader heading into the playoffs. I've got an update. Belgium just scored again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that man, Charles de Ketelaere, he scored in the 33rd minute. It is now Belgium 2, USA 1, much to the chagrin of the USA fans. Belgium pissed off at the overturning of the red card by FIFA. UEFA was not happy. Of course, President Trump had to make a call. He had to have his two. President Trump is like the Jerry Jones of politics. Like if President Trump will be Jerry Jones, then the country, the United States, is like Dallas Cowboys. And Donald Trump would be the Jerry Jones of the country. This USA would be his team. He has to have his hands in a cookie jar for everything. Again, so that's 2-1. Again, Espanol. Spain beat Portugal 1-0, so they advance. I really didn't see any other thing majorly come across the wires today. Don't get me started on the whole Kelsey and Swift thing, because even as a Chiefs fan, I don't care. I'm over it. I'm happy for them. Now just let him focus on football, which is what the Chiefs should have been doing the last couple of years. Stop making friggin' State Farm commercials or whatever commercials you're making. Chunky soup. If you want to win another Super Bowl, just bag all that crap. Focus on football. That's what you should be doing. If you want to do one sort of advertisement, but not like 50 of them. Yeah, again, I didn't see anything Major League. Again, we are about 2 weeks away from summer camps for the NFL. Media days for college football for the coaches should be starting up soon. Oh, I forgot. Let's go to Wimbledon. Again, I'm not going to go through all the scores just because it would take me 2 hours. Today, women's singles matches. Number 9 seeded Linda Noskova beat the 26th seed Madison Keys in straight sets. 6-4, 7-6. Number 12 seed Marta Kostyuk beat the American Ashlyn Kruger in straight set, 6-4, 6-4. Number 13 seed Jasmine Paolini beat number 29 seed Alexandra Ila in 3 sets, 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. And the number 21 seed Maria Butskova beat number 25 seed Elise Mertens in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4. I'm not going to go over the doubles. If I have enough time later on in the week, I will do so. Men's singles matches today. The number 9 seed Flavio Coboli beat the number 5 seed Alex Diminar. Straight sets, 7-5, 7-6, 6-3. The number 6 seed Taylor Fritz beat the number 10 seed Alexander Bublik. Straight sets, 7-6, 6-4, 6-4. And Arthur Fry beat Grigor Dimitrov in 5 sets, a marathon, 7-5, 3-6, 4-6, 6-4, 7-6. So I think I'm going to end it there. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't do this. I'll just pull it up again. I'm going to pull my ass off this. So I thought a successful first show. Thanks for Dave, the man, DW, Dave Wallencheck checking in. DW, Darryl Waltrip, think of other DWs. I call him DW. So, as I end each show, practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody every once in a while, you might make their day. Call somebody you love them, because you might not get a second opportunity. For God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling, whatever fashion, ask questions, inquire, how can you help them? How can you get them help? What help do they need? It might not just be saving a life. You might be saving a multitude of lives. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy whatever sport you're going to watch tonight. Again, let me just go back to it. First half, we are in the 43rd minute. Belgium still on top of the USA, 2-1. We'll see what kind of added time for the first half there is. It looks like the USA has their work cut out for them tonight. Belgium seems to be on a mission after the red card was overturned. So we'll see what the USA can do here in the second half. So, with all that being said, there's one thing left for me to do, and that's for Dandy Don Meredith to take me out. Have a good night, everybody.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Redline Network introduces our newest partnership, Outlaw Light. Outlaw is crafted for all of the beer drinking patrons of America. They aren't preaching or teaching, their mission plain and simple, to provide a high quality beer at an affordable price. Outlaw is crisp, crushable, refreshing. Available by the case, tall boys, 16-ounce six-packs or singles. Go to outlawbeer.com to find the nearest can or tavern near you. The Red Line Network proudly raises their cans to you. Stay bold, outlaw.